get straight into it. As you know, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has shown no signs of letting up. Why? Because Vladimir Putin clearly believes all of those dumb Instagram quotes about never giving up on your dreams. God damn it, Vlad. We need more memes about realizing you suck and quitting. Anyway, because of that, the European Union is preparing all of its countries for a winter without Russian gas, which means they're going to have to make some really drastic changes to life.
And in world news this morning, Spain is heated over an air conditioning ban. The government there says certain shops and bars, they can't set air conditioning below 27 degrees Celsius. It's to limit dependence on Russian gas.
Wow. Public buildings in Spain have to keep their air conditioning above 27 degrees Celsius. And I know right now, all the Americans watching are like, oh my God, that's so hot or so cold? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm with you, Trevor. I don't know. Well, it's hot. It's 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, now you're with me, yeah. And if you have to set your AC to that temperature, then what is even the point of having an AC? You may as well just hire some guy to breathe on you. It's like, Thank you, Jared. That's so refreshing. Were you eating Chipotle? And you know, I feel really bad for the Spanish people. They need air conditioning, probably more than anyone else, especially because of how naturally hot Spanish people are. Yeah, just being Spanish raises any temperature in the room by like 10 degrees. You know, even in like a boring meeting, it's like, excuse me, Janice, but do you have the TPS reports from accounting? We need it for the fiscal quarter. It's like, oh my God. Now, if we had more time, we could talk about how Russia is showing the world why it's so necessary to move away from fossil fuels, especially because of the countries the fossil fuels are connected to and because of climate change. But we don't have the time for that because of another shitty thing that Russia is doing.
WNBA star Brittney Griner today found guilty and sentenced inside of a Russian courtroom. 9 years behind bars for smuggling cannabis oil. The Biden administration calling the trial a sham and saying the sentence is unacceptable.
This is some bullshit. This is bullshit. We all know Russia doesn't care about what Brittney Griner did. Well, this is the same country that's breaking every human rights law on the planet, but they're like, oh, that woman has vape cartridge. Oh, she's a real criminal. Get the f*** out of here, man. It's bullshit. We all know it. We all know it. And the one piece of good news, it looks like, is that this seems like it's just a negotiation tactic. All right? Russia's like, we have prisoner for 9 years. You give us a prisoner who was in America for 9 years, you know? And you know what? I think they should just do it. Yeah, whoever America has in prison, send them to Russia. Yeah, it seems like they win, but don't forget, that person now has to live in Russia. Yeah. They'll get there and be like, this whole country is prison. I miss food in Alcatraz. No. Now, if we had more time, we could talk about how this whole thing could have been avoided if the WNBA paid their stars enough that they didn't have to go and play in Russia in the off-season to make money. But unfortunately, we don't have the time to talk about that because there's another sports story about a male athlete who has broken out of prison, the prison of the mind.
Aaron Rodgers recently revealing on a podcast that he used psychedelic drugs to improve his outlook on playing football. The 38-year-old said, quote, I really feel like that experience paved the way for me to have the best season of my career.
He opened up about his experience on ayahuasca and a retreat in Peru. Ayahuasca is a plant-based psychedelic drug used to treat physical, mental, and spiritual issues in South American countries.
Wow, okay. Do you understand how big this is, people? Aaron Rodgers just said, yo, I took drugs, and that's part of the reason I crushed the game. Yeah, that shows you how much times have changed. Because you remember back in the 90s, they'd bring someone like Shaq on TV to be like, remember kids, I'd rather kill myself than get high on marijuana. Don't do drugs. But now this is accepted. And please, don't get it twisted. He wasn't playing while he was on ayahuasca. Although I kind of wish he was. No, because I'd love to see what kind of plays a quarterback would think of while they're on the journey, you know? All right, everybody, huddle up. It's 4th and 1. So, Johnson, you're going to look deep in your soul, buddy. All right, and rediscover your inner child. All right, Dabowski, I'm going to need you to hug that rainbow, man. You just hug it real hard. All right, Coleman, stop floating. Come on, everybody, let's do this!